Everyone, on deck today for review is going to be the full review of the Smith Wesson SC Scandium framed 1911. Now, as you guys recall, there was a part 1 to this video because the gun had an issue, but that issue has since been fixed. The gun's come back. I've put many rounds through it since, and it appears to be good to go. So now on to the full review. What we're going to do here is put a few rounds on steel, at least attempt to, and after that we'll step inside, talk about some of the features of the gun, pros and cons, what I think of it overall, and that should pretty much wrap it up. But for now, we'll see if I can actually hit a couple of these targets. Well, looks like if you do your part, the gun will do its part. Time to get into it in a little bit more detail. We'll go ahead and make sure it's clear. First off, it does come with a 7-round and an 8-round magazine. Verify the gun is clear. It is. And I guess we'll start at the back of the gun here. First thing you're going to notice, obviously when you take a look at it, is that it does have the round butt. The round butt is kind of a controversial subject. Some folks like it, some folks don't like it. I do really like it. I think it does help slightly with concealment, and to me it does feel really good in the hand when firing. The back strap and the front strap both have 25 line per inch checkering. Gives you a good secure grip on there. And back here we do have a good memory bump on the grip safety. The thumb safety is ambidextrous on both sides of the pistol, as you see there, and the right side is a little bit more low profile than the left side because most folks are obviously right-handed shooters, and it does actuate with authority, both up and down. On the rear of the slide you have anti-glare serrations, and while we're here you can actually take a look here at the fit of the slide in the frame. It's certainly not less bear tight, but it's nothing to complain about either. Towards the front of the slide and on the rear of the slide you have those fish scale serrations for manipulating the slide. You also have them here on the grip on both sides of the pistol. The grip also has the E on there, designating that it is an E-series pistol from Smith Wesson. The trigger of the gun has an adjustable over travel stop, which I've left as it was set from the factory because it was pretty good. Has slight vertical play in there, but when you actually fire the trigger you'll notice that it doesn't quite feel like all the 1911 triggers out there, especially the more modern ones, if you will. It has a slight uptake, brakes clean, and it has an excellent reset. Now, one reason for that is that Smith & Wesson got rid of the firing pin block on this gun, so there's no firing pin box on the E-Series to include this one, and it's been replaced with a titanium firing pin and a stronger firing pin spring. So Smith & Wesson, and I agree, feels that the lighter firing pin there along with the heavier spring will mitigate the chance of having any sort of accidental discharge if the gun is dropped. But they actually patented the trigger design because it is different than most 1911s out there, and I really like it. It's excellent. It's very nice, clean, crisp, and consistent every time. The sights on the gun are standard Novak cut, and they do have the tritium inserts, both the front and the rear, so 3-dot night sights. And if you take a look at the top, you'll also notice the anti-glare serrations that run the length of the slide. The extractor on E-Series pistols is an oversized external extractor, kind of a point of controversy amongst some of the 1911 enthusiasts out there. That said, this one has performed flawlessly to date. The frame of the gun is made out of a Scandium aluminum alloy, resulting in a very light gun when combined with the stainless steel melanite treated slide. The whole gun together unloaded weighs 29 ounces, so you're looking at about 10 ounces lighter than your standard all-steel 1911. The barrel itself is a 4.25 inch match grade barrel. It's got a recessed crown on there, and it does have a nice wide mouth there for taking any sort of hollow point ammunition. It has fed any brand I've fed it so far flawlessly. For those of you guys that saw the part 1 of this video, you'll notice that the pin here has been restaked on both sides and it is now in there solid, so that problem has been resolved. A lot of you guys probably also noticed the full-length guide rod on here. That said, it does come with a standard bushing, so you can use a GI length if you so choose to do so. You can replace it. I don't really have a preference either way. It is what it is. I don't think there's any advantage to either system, but I know some guys are very adamant about it, so you can switch back and forth in this gun. One thing I tend to harp on in my reviews is reliability. Now, this gun's been 100% reliable with any ammo I put through it. I've fed it everything from crap Wolf steel cased ammo all the way up to, Federal HST, Winchester Ranger, hollow points, and it just has eaten it all and asked for more. Even when it had that issue that had to go back to the factory, it was still 100% reliable. It was just kind of an issue that I noticed. And again, I could have fixed it, but I wanted to test Smith & Wesson's customer service, and as expected, it was excellent. I set the gun off. 9 days later, it was back on my doorstep fixed, and that includes shipping time. So absolutely no complaints about that at all. Accuracy is excellent, as you would expect. The gun's got a nice tight barrel fit up, decent slide to frame fit. Not exactly custom like we mentioned earlier, but it's good for a production gun. So all in all, considering what the gun costs, this gun comes to market. The MSRP is around $1,300, I believe. That said, if you guys watch my Facebook page, you've seen in the last few months I've posted a few deals of this where it's around $1,050 and one that was even around $1,000. So if you watch the deals, you can get it a good bit cheaper than the MSRP. So for the money in a 1911, it's really hard to complain. I have zero issues carrying with this gun concealed. I absolutely do trust it with my life because it's always gone bang to date. But that's pretty much it, guys. If you have any questions about this review or anything else I talk about here on the channel, you can always post over at my Facebook page. You can also post below in the comments section. But thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and I hope to see you all in the next video.